Hello, art students. How are you? I am so glad to be with you again, kind of. So, do you know that this is the last week of art making for school? So, you need to get your art projects in by this Friday, May 22nd. Last week, we did art bingo. There was a little bit of confusion for some people. The art bingo means that every one of these squares has a different idea for an art project. I just want you to do one. We did this last week. We're going to do it again this week because there are all these ideas. The most favorite ideas last week was the one here, build a fort inside your home. And then the squares, some of them have links to show you examples of how you do that. I saw lots of forts. They looked really fun. And I really like it when you kids work in families together. That's a great idea. Another favorite one was you can't see it very well here, but it's the one where you go to this website and draw with Mr. J, and he does a fruit dance party, that makes fun drawings. A lot of people like to free draw. I love it when you free draw. If you did something last week, do something different this week. And then take a picture of it and upload it to Class Dojo or to the document in Google Classroom or text it to me here. It's all good. So I want to talk a bit about something else. I want to give you another option for a project. You can do a bingo item. There's lots of good ideas there. But one thing that I wanted to do this year that we weren't able to get to is clay projects, because clay is my favorite thing, and I was saving it till the end of the year. A few of you lucky classes had already started making pinch pots and maybe coil building. Kindergarten and 5th grade got to do that. So we're going to do that next year somehow when we return to the classroom. But I thought we could still do a clay something. And what I want you to do is learn about what clay is. We talked about that in the class, but some of us didn't. Clay is something that you find in the ground, but not like dirt. Dirt has a lot of living things like dead animals and living and dead animals and plants. That's what dirt does. And you can grow things in dirt. It can be healthy and black. But clay doesn't really have living things in it. It has like rock, ground up rock in it. It's more like a mineral rather than an animal or a vegetable. So everybody has clay things around their house. And I just want you to learn about what things are made out of clay, and I want you might have to have a grown-up help you figure that out. But right now, we're going to play, is this clay? So, I'm going to start with this thing. Right here. Was this made out of clay? Well, yes, it was. And you can tell, because it sounds hard. You can't push it and squish it like plastic things are bendy. It's not plastic. It's made out of clay. All right. So here, this is kind of the same shape, has a similar sound, different color, but yes, this is also made out of clay. A lot of plant pots are made out of clay. Some are made out of plastic. They're made out of other things too. Well, this is a plant pot, but sounds a little different. I know by I always look at the bottoms of things if I don't know what it is, and I can just tell by the way this looks and feels that, yes, this is also made out of clay. How about this thing? Well, this, if I hold it up to the light, I can kind of see light through it. I'm growing an avocado, by the way. This is a fun little experiment from the avocado pit. This is actually glass, not clay. But it's also not bendy, and it has that kind of a sound like that. How about this? This is a saucer. Look at the back. One of the clues to me that this is made out of clay is that it has, I can see 3 little holes, right here, here, and here. And what those are is because that was set on a tripod after they glazed it, so that, like little pointy things, so that the glaze wouldn't stick to the firing kiln. So yes, this is made out of clay. So how about this? This is a cup. My daughter went to Disneyland, brought it back. This is also made out of clay. But hey, Devonshire students, do you remember this? Not clay. This is metal, brass, I think. Okay, how about this thing? A friend of mine gave it to me. This is a decorator thing. Kind of sounds like it. If you open it up, it's a jar. This used to be a sticker on it. It's very heavy for how big it is. But this is not clay. This is, I think, soapstone, and it was carved by somebody. And then it was painted and then carved again. Its natural color is white. So this, not clay. This thing here, okay, let's look at this. Now this thing fooled me. I can't tell you how many times I did this going, is this clay? Is this ceramic? Ceramic is the word we use. And what really told me that it was not clay was I dropped it several times on accident, and it did not break. If it were made out of clay and this thin, it would have broken when I dropped it. This is metal. I knew. All right, this video is going too long, so I'm going to fast forward. Wood. Not clay. It's called polymer clay, but it's plastic. Not clay. Ivory. And ivory is elephant tusk. We'll have a conversation about this later. You do not want things made out of elephant tusk. This also seems like it could be, but it is what we call a resin. So that's also kind of a plastic. Oh, look at this thing. My husband found this in the alley, and he brought it home. I found out somebody put it out. They didn't want it, and he picked it up. I love this thing. Is that clay? So it's kind of heavy. And I look inside to see what it's made out of. I've decided this is also a resin, probably a plastic type thing. Not quite sure. Not clay. And then there's this. I made this today. This is not clay. It's like I made this out of flour and water. It's like a Play-Doh kind of recipe I made. So this is also an option for you. If you can and you want to make something out of flour and water, I'm going to post a recipe for you, and you can make something. So you kind of get a clay experience. Not really clay, but, you know, maybe you can have some fun with it. All right, so there are your choices. 1, art bingo. 2, take a picture of something that's made out of clay that's from your house. 3, make some Play-Doh, or if you have Play-Doh, make something out of Play-Doh. Take a picture of it, send it to me. I have to see it so I can mark it in my little grade book. I miss you. Big hug. High five. Until we meet again. Adios.